afternoon, all, and once again, welcome to another edition of Channels Beam Google Plus Hangout. And today we're looking at gender equality, but specifically looking at how to be a man in Nigeria, what it takes to be a man in Nigeria. The report has been published by an NGO. Well, you guys have more insights as to what was gathered during that findings. First of all, let's, as they say, ladies first. We have Jenny Chisom. Thank you for coming on board.
Thank you for time.
Of course. Also, we have Okechukwu Oruro. I don't know if I got that name properly, but thanks for coming on board.
Thank you so much, Matthias.
All right, and also joining us to discuss this issue is Olukaide Oguntade. Olukaide, good afternoon, and also welcome, and thank you for coming on board.
Thank you for having me.
All right, great. Chisom, let me just come back to you. I mean, a lot has been said, a lot has been published, so much material, and so much information has gone down in that report. But what exactly, because looking at the perceptions of being a man in Nigeria, what can you tell us in that respect?
Okay, thank you, Matthias. I would say first, what V4C have done is to look at, to do a comprehensive report on why there is violence against women in the first place. And in doing that, they didn't go the normal route. We decided to do a more like getting to the source, why it happens at all, and who are the perpetrators and their usual end. So the thing is now, instead of just looking at women, trying to say, oh, speak up, we can help you, what we said, society has put on men generally. I mean, a good example is the fact that a real man is supposed to have a job, he's supposed to be responsible. Responsible meaning that he's supposed to cater for people around him, he's supposed to be a certain way. And the reality is that there are no jobs and X, Y, Z. So when a man doesn't get that, and he has a woman to take care of who may not understand, or who feels he's lazy or is not doing so, or he can even take to drugs or begin to drink just because of his frustration. But he's not allowed to.
Oh, we're losing Jenny's audio.
Can you hear me?
All right, go ahead. We lost your audio for a moment.
Oh, okay. So, like I said, if a man doesn't have a job, which is a reality, the perception is that the man is supposed to have a job for it. I'm just taking a case study. A real man is supposed to have a job. He's supposed to be responsible. He's supposed to pay bills, and including all that other things. But the reality is that we're in Nigeria. There are no jobs. And in fact, more men are getting, more women are getting more privileges because, of course, there's so much talk about grants for women, girl child education, and all that. So if a man finds himself in that situation where he doesn't have a job, what is he supposed to do? Sometimes he's not supposed to even talk about it, because why should he talk about it? He should be a man and not nag. If he cries about it, it's worse. He's not supposed to cry because you're a man. So the thing is, he can decide to beat the woman who is saying, you need to get something to do. You can't leave this for me. And he becomes nagging and he beats her or takes to drugs or begins to drink. All those behaviors come by, and then the women that suffer it now say, oh, it's men, they're like this. But nobody has taught a man who he really is. Do you stop being a man the moment you can't find a job? Does this make you stop being a man? Nobody's saying that. There are no trainings to say, oh, okay, is there a conference, a forum where men can speak up and just interact like women do? How we have women, everything. Every organization has a women wing. Every church mosque has a wing. How come we don't have men wings? Nobody's teaching a man who he is, but we expect him to be something. Meant to be really. So that's what we have done, and then we have done this research across NICEs, and the research is in 5 different. I mean, I don't want to get into the technicalities, but it comes down to say the real solution to stopping women, violence against women, and every kind of gender abuse is by learning to orientate ourselves and say, let's stop these stereotypes, let's stop the extreme masculinities and all of that. I mean, I don't stop being a woman just because I don't even know how to explain that. But I'm saying that's what we want to do through this campaign. Yes.
Okay, great. I mean, you made mention of some perceptions and also realities, but let's dwell more on the realities. Okay, Chiku, I'll be coming to you now just to get your thoughts on that. I mean, realities of being a man in Nigeria. You are a man. And what has it been like for you?
Thank you very much, Matthias. You see, the subject of masculinity in Nigeria has come a long way in the sense that we have always been on the receiving end of this discussion, the bashing, the blame game going on. Not to say that men don't deserve it to an extent, because for a man to rule, to choose to show his authority in the home through his muzzle instead of through his brain is an aberration. One speaker said that it doesn't just take if it doesn't take your genital to become a man. What makes a man is actually the responsibility you are able to shoulder as a person. And to take it further, being a man goes beyond, okay, I should control my wife, I should control everyone around me. It goes beyond that. It's much more about understanding how to manage the resources you have available. Your wife is a very valuable resource around you. We have many women today, like Jenny said, who are gainfully employed, who can gainfully support their husband. But the challenge with many women is that the man failed to many times give them the credit that is due them. Some of us men, we are too secretive. We don't want anybody to do anything about us. Take, for instance, I've had a story of a guy whose take-home pay, I'm talking of reality now, whose take-home pay is about 120,000, and he goes on to tell the world that he earns 350. Subsequently, the demand the woman places on him is the kind of demand that someone who earns similar amount is expected to perform. So if you don't have a job, there is nothing bad about it, telling your wife, well, I've been going out, coming in with money all along, but today I don't have, my job is no more. Be very open. I'm looking forward to seeing men who will be open to their wife, open to their family, let them know, see through them, and stop putting all this macho attitude. I can do it all, I can know it all. I have to be honest with you, Matthias. I feel pain at times. I cry also. Even if I do that in secret, men also cry. That's the reality.
Well, men also cry, like you say, okay, Chiku, but let me just move forward. Lukaide, I will be coming to you. There seems to be a correlation now between what the perception of whom a man is, what the reality is, and what that man thinks of himself. How do you balance that?
Balancing it can be, I'll start from these three words. It's money, power, and influence. Everything the two speakers have said is connected in these three words. And balancing it is, even from what Sam said, men should be open to their wives, their partners, and all of that. Because the truth about it is that the pressures on us is increasing daily. The kind of demands are increasing. And you want to keep appearances, you want to showcase that you can provide and even provide extra because of that power and influence you want to exert within your community. You want to be respected. So I think being open about what you're facing would help men even more, because let's go by the scripture. You have a helper, so let the helper help you. If you do not let the helper help you, then you're not doing yourself any good. So the point here is you can make better decisions when two of you make those decisions. You can make better decisions for yourself and for your children when two of you are involved in it. So I think that's the balance that men need to start realizing, because this is the 21st century and a lot of things are changing. Technology is moving at a very fast pace. Leadership should be based on merit, not based on gender or sex or anything. It should be based on merit. Do you merit this leadership role? Yes, you get it, whether you're a man or a woman. So those are the kind of things we should be looking towards.
All right, Barrel. I hope we look into things like that, like you made mention of. But Chisom, let me just come back to you now. You made quite mention of some of these things, these pressures, and the machismo, masculine machismo that men try to put up. But what impact would you say it has on their mental ability as well as even their health?
Great. It has a lot of negative impacts on their health. I mean, you just have this scenario where, in homes, hello? Hello? In homes, it's okay to, for a man to die, a man of the house to die, and everybody comes for condolence and it's fine, But when a woman dies, people sympathize more with the family when the woman dies, So because we're so used to men, first, having issues, if are dying by things like high blood pressure, hypertension, stroke, and then we feel it's fine. But we've been able to say, okay, how can we help our men? Are men an endangered species? Are they? I mean, it's not supposed to be like that. So what do we do? I mean, when a man doesn't speak up, a woman has, even more. Yeah, I see that. I believe that a woman has more challenges all through her life, from childbirth to responsibilities and stuff. But we cry, we hang out, we smack up. A woman goes through surgeries and stuff and heartbreaks and a lot of things, responsibilities, and then she still goes window shopping with her friends, smack on the makeup, and then they have a girl time out and they're happy back again. They cry on their shoulders. We just have a way of cushioning our, maybe it's natural. It's not natural because God knows that we couldn't have survived without the tears and stuff. But men, first of all, I say, a man is first a human being before he's male. So why can't a man vent? Why can't a man just say, "Oh, I'm confused here. Can someone help me? Why is this unmanly?" And then you see men bottle up. I have this.
Well, I think we're losing our audio again, just like.
Hello, can you hear me?
All right, yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, I have a typical story of a man who I read to somewhere who said, who the typical father, that means he can't complain when things are wrong. And then one day a child of his was looking at him and said, he was just sitting down mute, and hitting his head. Then his child says, "Oh, that is any problem?" He just children, because for him he thinks it's unmanly to say, "Oh, I'm sick," or "I need help," or all of that.
Okay, very well. You were breaking a bit, but I believe what we tried, we kind of got a hold.
A couple of things. Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you now.
Okay. Why are women seen as weak? Why are women seen as weak? Why do we say, "Oh, it's a woman, I bet she can't understand anything," And that's the helper. That's the person who takes as emotional stuff and can triumph over it. So I think that we don't want to make men endangered species anymore. We want men to speak up. We want to have all men can speak about what the challenges they are facing, whether it's in their health, whether it's in their careers, whether it's in family life, why it is. First is to speak up, because it makes all the things we see in society about men and about sometimes, even in traffic, you see people drive and you're like, does he want to die? Sometimes there are still out of expressions of this kind of bottled up emotions, So it affects their health, it affects their mental health. Anyway, health is in general, mental health, physical health, and then it leads to early death. And every time it's okay for us to say, the living rate, or what they call that now, life expectancy for men are lower, I think it's fine. It shouldn't be really. In the real sense, it's also, the society that has made it like that. A woman will even tell a man, "Oh, you shouldn't do X, Y, Z. You're not supposed to complain." And we see, even in growing up, I was in a forum where a boy was asked, "How is it was growing up?" And he said, "It's quite easy to be a boy in Nigeria because it's my sisters that do all the work, and it's really easy for me because, but I think it's not nice. Nobody give me the responsibilities per se. I can do anything really, but the girls are the ones that start telling them from when they are aged 3, 6, speak properly, come and watch mommy cook, come and do X. Why? So why are we training the girls and leaving out the men? Then finally we say, oh, we want the girls to marry good husbands who are supposed to have groomed the husbands they're supposed to marry. You know, I'm sorry I'm deviating a little bit but you know, it's all encapsulated. If we're going to get a developed Nigeria, we want to speak up and say men, women are human beings and equal opportunities is it. Men, we want men to live longer. Like I said, I tell people I'm proudly an ambassador. I really, really want men to get a hang of themselves, speak up and be men and be real. So many times men just bottle up and you don't know what goes on. I lost a friend 2 weeks ago because he wouldn't speak up. He's sad to say. I mean, I didn't even know he was sick and all of that. And he was in my house. We sat down and chatted. Next thing I heard, oh, he died and it was cancer. Cancer is not something that comes like in a jiffy. You know, we can speak up and be better. Whatever we call it, left form men clubs, men whatever, where we can just vent. Men can just vent and be better and rely on their wives. It's okay to be vulnerable in a good way.
All right, very well. Chisom, you seem to be a lady of many words, and you seem absolutely passionate about men, you know, coming out to speak about their problems, and you know, just let some of those things or some of those cats out of the bag. But yes, Okechukwu, let me also come back to you now. I can see, I mean, your name, cultural. Your attire is also cultural. But how does culture define who a man is?
Yeah, in Nigeria, we cannot run away from culture. Everything we know from childhood to date actually has a lot to do with our culture. I remember as a child in secondary school, I have most of us Nigerian students, we read Things Fall Apart. I read it too. And the funny is that whenever I read the story of Okonkwo, I have an uncle that is living next to my house. That's the picture I always have in my mind whenever I'm reading about Okonkwo. He has multiple wives. He has the one he loved more than the other ones. You know, all those attributes, trying to protect the tradition and all that is there. So a lot that we imbibe today as men in Nigeria are rooted in our culture. Because in the culture, a man is seen as the defender of the tradition. Like where I come from, a man is regarded as the defender of the tradition. A man is expected to carry the offer of the family to the next generation. So whatever he does, he's seen as the progenitor of that very race. So because of that, we take so much upon ourselves, struggling for the things we can do and the ones we cannot do. That's the daring attitude comes in when we believe that nothing can actually make us afraid, because that's the only way to be a man. You must be a member of the masquerade at a certain age. You must belong to an age group in a certain age. Like also in another custom in Nigeria, to show that you're a matured man, before you can even be allowed to get married. You must dance in public square, and you'll be people. You know, you'll be lashed with some lashes of cane, and you must not cry, and all those things. All are the things that makes up who we are today as men. It is cultural for a man to show emotion in many cases. It is cultural also in many Nigerian society for a man to exhibit any sign of weakness. But we know all these things. Like Jenny is really passionate about masculinity in Nigeria. She spoke like a voice for men. You know, these things, they are there, but we tend to not be allowed by society to exhibit those feelings. What is the way forward? The way forward for us as men is that, like you rightly pointed out, yes, even though I'm in a traditional attire, but the sewing is no longer traditional. I'm talking to you now, we are speaking through the internet, we're using computer. It's no longer traditional. So we have moved on in many areas. If I finish with you now, I will get into my car and drive home. That is also not traditional. We have left so many things behind in our tradition. It also behoves us as men to look at those things that are not helping us as men. those things are not helping our existence, our life expectancy, our ability to relate well with women, with everybody in our home, and begin to drop those things. That is the only way we can make progress.
All right, you're talking about the way forward and also giving us a cultural perspective. But Kaide, let me just come to you also. I mean, yes, you are dressed in a somewhat civilized attire, but what does that, I mean, just that's why I said somewhat here, giving me the really kind of look. But yes, what does civilization, how does civilization, so to speak, now, how does it define who or what a man is? Sorry, Kaide.
Yeah. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I think your mic is on. Just hold on, I'll do it from here.
I'm back, right? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Civilization in itself, I think it has built up from culture in a way, because various cultures have come from various generations, and now we're in the jet age. So I would say take the good sides of culture and leave the sides that are not helping us. You know, I was just reading something online, and what I saw here was you are not allowed to earn less than your wife. And if you think about that, over the years and over various civilizations, the man brings home the bread, and that is taken as the standard. But if for some reason now we have more entrepreneurs, because even the jobs are not out there, so you have to create your own jobs. At some point in time, business.
Oh, I'm afraid we lost Kaide. I hope he rejoins. So to just come back and give us more. But okay, Chiku, let me just still stay with you. Looking at promoting gender equitable attitudes and practices, what can we do, to try to bring all that to a balance, to strike a balance between the male and the female in the society?
Yeah, I want to take a cue from the points Jenny raised earlier concerning home orientation. In many homes, sadly, the situations in many homes is very sad, because where a child is taught everything and the boy is taught nothing is really, really very sad. The boy does not know how to cook. The boy does not know how to wash his clothes. The boy does not know how to take care of anything in the home. But on the other hand, the girl knows how to cook. She knows how to keep the home. She learns everything from the mother, and the boy is left just existing on his own like that. Those practices should stop, and it should start from homes. Parents should learn how to let their boys go to the kitchen, wash their plates, and at a certain stage in their life, let your boy learn how to cook. Let me tell you this. I started cooking from age 10. That was when I started cooking. What happened? Well, my case is a special case because my mom had only boys at first. And since she kept having boys, the only group of people that can help her are the boys. So all of us, we got that orientation from the beginning. We started washing plates from ages 6, 7. We were washing plates. Getting to 10, you learn how to cook a few things, and on and on and on. So today now, those things I learned as a child, they've gone a long way to helping me a lot. I prefer eating at home. If my wife is around, if she's unable to cook, I cook my food. If she can cook, she cooks. If she needs anything, I can get to the kitchen to pick 1 or 2 things. We do it together. If she's not around, I get into the kitchen and take good care of myself and whoever is at home at that time. But a situation whereby the boys don't know how to cook. If the wife is sick, there will be trouble in that very house. If the wife comes late, there will be trouble in that very house. So these are the things that we need to start unpacking in the homes. Let the guys know that cooking food is also, I mean, there is pleasure in it. You enjoy eating what you've made yourself. Cooking food is not easy. I guess you know that.
Oh, well, I think I'm one of those who don't know how to cook, so I wouldn't be in the right position to answer that. But Jenny, let me just come back to you now to conclude. I mean, we'll be wrapping up this conversation in just about 4 to 5 minutes, and I hope Kairi
Okay.
can come back. If you can, send him a text or probably just place a call to him, so that he comes back
Yeah.
on the Hangout um, uh, to make his contributions on what he was making before he left the Hangout. But Jenny, let me just come back to you, like I said earlier. Let me come back to you now to conclude on this a very contentious issue.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. What would be your recommendations now, so to speak, in concluding?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, you want my conclusion, right?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. In conclusion, I would say being a man in Nigeria is not supposed to be that hard. I mean, we can, just like Samuel said, we have dropped some things in our culture. We have moved on. We have embraced internet. Let's also embrace men dialogue. Let's embrace cutting men some slack. Let's embrace the fact that we understand our economy and a man is supposed to also be a human being. Men also help yourselves. Be open. I'm not saying be vulnerable. Like someone attacked me the other day and said, "Why do you say men should cry?" I'm not saying you should cry in public just for any reason. Cry in the arms of the loving your wife, whoever. Be vulnerable. Trust somebody, and don't trust the wrong people. Trust someone to help you. It's key. Me, from experience, men who open up to their partners go further, are better, are stabilized emotionally, are better fathers, better friends, better husbands, and sometimes we wonder why it happens, but these are just the magic. I mean, be a human being. It's okay for you to say, "Oh, I'm tired. Okay, no, I don't want to do this," or "I mustn't be forced to join this association or this group if you don't feel convinced to do it." You know, live your life. Be a man. You're a trendsetter. A man is a natural leader, and that doesn't have anything to do with physical strength or acting a certain way. It just means being understanding what himself and understanding that he is supposed to serve all women are but men are multitaskers. God made us that way. We are supposed to complement you. You're supposed to be the head. We still like to look up to men and say, "Oh, okay, I want to do X, Y, Z." We are always possible with ambitions, but we want a man that will say, "Okay, no, honey, I think in this case, this is fine. I think you shouldn't do this now. I shouldn't do this." You know, we should just learn to see that it's not competition, it's a collaboration, and then also be said to be developed. I mean, anybody have everything that they can get. Open up to your mom, open up to the woman in your life, open up to your wife. It's not weak to tell your wife your plans. So many people whose lives have been changed, have been saved because they told their wife about a particular detail and she had a premonition. You know that premonition, and then she said, "Oh no, I don't think you should do this." And somehow when people later they did so men of Nigeria, let's be role model by not being lone rangers. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Jenny. Even though we couldn't get all of what you were saying because along the line your internet was kind of dropping, so the quality of your audio was also dropping with it. But yes, thank you very much, of course, for coming on the program and sharing your thoughts. But okay, Chiku, let me also just come to you to get your own conclusions and your recommendations in wrapping up this conversation.
Thank you very much, Matthias. My recommendation will be fathers, mothers, treat your children equally, harness their ability. Let the boy develop, let the girl develop. Both of them were given to you by God. And if you treat them equally, definitely you are going to reap the reward. You know, we don't know whether it is the boy child or the girl child that will be more successful. I don't know where the mother and father of the likes of Dora Akuyele, Obieze Kwesli, former finance minister. I don't know where their mothers are today, but I know that if these mothers, fathers are around today, they'll be proud of the opportunities they gave to their children when they were growing up. and enable them to develop to what they became today, that many of us are even looking up to them. Our boys also can be better, get them engaged. We boys, we can learn. Yes, boys can learn. If you teach boys how to cook, they will learn and be able to cook very well. Show them also how to respect the women in their life. Don't let your boy child bully on the younger sister or elder sister. In fact, the elder sister should be a no-no, because as the younger, he should not raise his hand against his elder. I know a family then, when I was in Lagos, this family became an inspiration to me, because they have an eldest daughter who manages the whole family comfortably. There are two other boys younger than her. If she tells them to stop, they stop. Move, they move. They cooperate equally, and things were done normally in that home. That is my hope for every home in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Right, thank you everyone. It was a wonderful conversation for the past 30 minutes. Everyone bringing about his experiences and what he feels it is for a man in Nigeria, and what he thinks the way forward will be, and also recommendations that he hopes the Nigerian men, boys, and the unborn babies will come to implement to help them live longer and be better people, better husbands in the society. But that's how we have to wrap it up. Thank you for coming and sharing your thoughts. Thank you once again. It's the Channels Being Google Plus Hangout, and I am Victor Matthias.